friends to reduce our cost, our import bill, and also to encourage some physical exercise around the home where we do our small garden planting. And so today we would like to say thanks because none of this would be possible without our three valuable sponsors: Digital Foundation, Evergrow Garden Center, and AgriViews. And at this time, I'd like to introduce two important persons for this initiative. This is a series that will be going on for the next 6 weeks, from July 9th today up to August 20th. Mr. Harvey, Extension Officer at the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, and Step Up from Digital Foundation. Let us say welcome to them as they will be taking you through this session. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all, Jamaicans far and near. Good feeling to be in this space so we can have this level of discussion with my good friend Step Up from Digital Foundation, a man who have worked with so many people and so many farmers, and to know that Digital all in place to work with this initiative. We just want to say a special thank you at this time. But I would like Step Up to shed some light on Digital Foundations and the functions and activities, and then we can go into.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Mark. It's a blessing for there. You know, love the vibration. I love the natural vibe. You know, even the time of summer here, getting some nice breeze under the tree.
Yeah.
We give thanks. I'm the community development manager at Digital Foundation, and we manage several different type of grants coming in. And a lot of grants that have come in over the years have come from farmers groups or agriculture related projects, you know. So we have a vested interest, and our partner, I want to tell you, when we stepped out and dealing with agriculture, our main partner has always been RADA, you know. So let me just big up RADA. And part of what the partnership with RADA has done is kind of brought us to think more technical. So when, you know, from the desk we would say, okay, let's grant some amount of funding to a project in agriculture. You know, our technical ability may not have been that sound to assess it and things. So RADA has always come on in that type of way. But it's not only agricultural projects ranging from the broader community development platform, educational development. A lot of people know digital development in spaces and stuff, you know, and training and working with at-risk populations in communities, violence prevention. So this initiative with agriculture is something that we love it, and we give thanks for it. And I mean, as we've always been saying, because we buck up in a whole heap of platform and we tell it, it's not because of COVID, you know, make ones attack agriculture and not deal with land preparation and how we deal with the thing. It's a natural part of what has been happening. I believe the eyeball and the land has become much broader and wider and brighter because of, you know, the realities in food security. So it's a joy for Digital Foundation be a part of initiatives like this, and, you know, feeling at home, because my yard me there right now, you know.
Yeah,
so
well,
we give thanks.
That. All right. This morning we're going to really deal with seedlings, the sowing of seedlings, and the management, how you manage and take care of these seedlings. And the thing is that we have to ensure that we have the right tools and equipment to ensure that we can accomplish these things. And of which you can see in front of you, we have seed trays. Right? We have potting mix.
Yeah.
We have
seed trays.
Yeah, man. Those are the seed trays. We have the potting mix. We have fertilizer. That is the folder fertilizer. The spray on. You know, we need seeds. Because if you have a plant seed, you don't have seed. It doesn't make sense to sow the seed. So we have to have seed. You know?
Yeah.
And then we have the mixture that we're going to use.
So it's a whole.
So we have the whole complement.
Thing
the watering can and your spraying can. So you have to ensure that anybody that is going to get involved in farming or they're gardening, and we're not only talking about your backyard, we're talking about your container, we're talking about the whole vertical farming, we're talking about all of these things. All right, so these are the things that you actually need to ensure that you can accomplish some of the activities that you plan to carry out. All right, now we have to understand that seeds comes in different shapes, forms, and size, right? And you have some seeds that you would not really sow directly into the seed tray, but you normally plant them directly.
Yeah.
I'll never
Why?
take like a pumpkin.
Why you not sow it in the seed
The,
tray?
the thing is that when you sow certain seeds in a seed tray, it is really delaying
Oh,
the growth of the seed
okay.
per se. But like all the pumpkin and your cucumber and stuff like that, those are more vigorous once you're coming directly from the soil itself. But for the more succulent seedlings, like your tomato, your hot pepper, your sweet pepper, cabbage, lettuce, those you'd want those more to be into a seed tray. Because what will happen is that once you use a seed tray, you'll be able to move the plants from each cell and plant directly. So you get a more vigorous plant growth once it is done like that. But we want to make you know the difference now, in the sense that traditionally people normally sow seeds on the ground. Right? Now we want persons to try to shift away from that. Sowing seeds on the ground have its advantage, but it also have a lot of disadvantage. Because you sow the seed, and when your man look and say, the seed of that growing, it's a boy, the seed is not good.
Yeah.
But his hands really are moving them seed from that space.
To get that
right?
experience.
And then another thing is that when you sow directly into the soil, when you're removing from the soil, you literally start to damage the root system of the seedlings. So the regrowth process is going to be much, much longer. So the plant will take a much longer time to develop. All right? But with all being said, man, we have to just start do some things. What we have here, want to show people how they can improvise.
Okay, so
right?
if I want can purchase this,
yeah, or if you don't have
I
that,
to access it.
Yeah, if you don't have that, I have a styrofoam seed egg tray at home.
Yeah.
Or you have one of the paper one at home.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how you can convert it and change it, the whole usage, and make it become the seed tray itself.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to deal with the seed tray first.
So a man like me when I eat egg now, I mean I no egg tray, you know. So me have some little calabash and hold it with me.
Yeah, man, you can use those, man.
Yeah, man.
But you see, what we want is that we want to create some individual cells.
Yeah, man.
Right, so if you can modify it to create that individual cells, you're good, man. But for the person who's at home and you have the tray, because the thing is that we talk about the recycling, the reuse, and reduce it, right? So we're going to reduce the losses in relation to these things being thrown out. So we're going to convert it now from being thrown out to where we can use it to sow our seeds. Now, if you look at the regular seed tray, you look at the bottom of it, you see a hole at the bottom. No, the thing is that we have to carry out the same practice when we're doing it with this. So what we actually do, you get a knife, or if you have a big nail, because this thing is soft, you pierce it.
You don't want the water settle, eh?
Yeah, because you don't want the water to settle.
Yeah.
So you pierce it, so you must have a free drain. Just like how you do it with the regular seed tray, you have a free drain. So you open the bottom, so that when the potting mix actually goes in, it will seep through. The water will seep through once you throw the water inside of it. All right. So that is for that. With this now, why you look, I'm thinking I will create a lot of cockroach and them things in the house.
Yeah, they want them.
All right, because when them use them, they normally throw them down and put them aside. And if you don't mind, sharp, you find a lot of cockroach eggs and things like that. So we're going to show you now, say, you don't have to throw these things down. You can use them as a seed tray. But the thing is this, you don't really have to pierce the bottom of this. Because this is, this is really paper. So it is soft. What you don't want to do, you don't want to soak it and make it become saturated. Yeah. Because once it becomes saturated, it's going to break down and it's not going to serve the purpose. So when you're going to water with this now, you'll do it mildly. But we're going to show them how they can use it, and then we can see the finished product of it. All right, so step up.
Yeah.
Here we go on now. We have a potting mix.
Yeah.
Right, and everybody see we have a container. You don't have to be in a fancy container. You just need a little bucket where you can get the potting mix, of which you can get these things. All the things that is here on the table, they are actually from Evergrow. So we can focus our energy if we call it a one-stop shop.
So we can just go Evergrow.
Yeah, man, go Evergrow, man, and the products are there. And then they have person who you can have discussion with. So what we're going to do now, we're going to mix the medium now, so that we can use it in the seed tray. So what we're actually going to do, step back. You're gonna pour the water. You don't want it to become too soggy.
Yeah, that may I say.
Right? You don't want it to become too soggy because once it becomes too soggy, it's not gonna really serve the purpose. So you pour it and you use your hand.
Yeah.
So while you're pouring, you're using your hand to store.
And this is just the potting mix.
That's the potting mix. So this is the medium that the seeds are actually going to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And once the seed goes into this, then the chances for germination is at least 90%.
Yeah.
Right? So you see, so all you're gonna do it now is that you're not gonna do it like them man who keep session and never have no pace, them use flour.
Mm-hmm. No, you want to get it that way.
Yeah, you want it to be mild.
They know the texture.
Yeah.
You
Right?
still want the side, you can come forward and
yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
That means it's supposed to lose.
You know, create mud.
And when you squeeze
Yeah.
it up,
Yeah.
you know, if you run water like, you understand?
Yeah.
So you just want it to be at a certain.
Eternally around water.
Yeah.
So,
No. Right?
Let me see.
So once that is done now, we have to ensure. Yeah. We're going to show you have the egg tray, the styrofoam. Alright, just rest it.
Yeah, get it evenly nice.
Yeah, man. So what you want, as just look now, we're gonna show you, We're gonna show you how simple it is. When you do it like this, if you look, you see cells, individual cells. So you see where you have this white line.
Yeah.
So these are individual cells. 1, 2, 3, come right up. So you have 6 on one side, 6 on the other side. So if you want to put 6 tomato on one side, 6 hot pepper on another side, or sweet pepper. So you have this you can use for that, right? But regular fancy, this is a fancy thing.
Yeah.
You know? So this is what we're going to use. This is what we advise and recommend for people to use, and there are several reasons for that. You know, say we're not the hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
No, once you sow in these, and the rain start fall, and you have them on the outside.
Yeah.
All you have to do, man, just lift it up, take it from outside, and carry it inside.
Yeah.
That means, say, you say after the storm pass and the rain gone, your seedlings are healthy and they are vigorous. So you can just plant directly back into the soil. You can go and fill it out, man.
Yeah, come here when they just bring me come and look like
no, man. But you are do the whole I work, it have to do the whole I talk.
No, come and know the thing. You know, they run there too long. You don't know.
Not
true.
So we want to ensure that at the end of the day, when you do all of this, you have a protective space. That means that if the hurricane comes, your seedlings them are secure. So you can just lift it up and walk with it. While as me that tell you now, if you plant it directly into the soil, you can lift up that thing and carry that out.
No.
So it's the advantage.
Beat that.
Yeah. So when you plant it on the soil, hands will carry the seed. When you pick up the plant, they disturb the root system. And the next thing is that if rain out, every rain of fall or anything happen, you can't do anything about that. All right? All right. Yeah, we'll pull up this now.
Oh, yeah, I do that one.
Yeah, man, I do all of this. Yeah.
You know, just do the thing for pose, you know, and I go come see forward, some things I go.
Yeah.
I mean, I come here so for pose, brother.
As I go by with the pose, I do what is right and what is necessary. All right, so when you do it like this now, you don't want it to be flush like this. You use your hand and rub it. Rub.
Yeah.
So you can create
that one,
yeah, to create back that cells. Right? I remember as me telling you, this is paper, you know, so you don't really want to make this too wet. Create your individual cell. Because each of this crown that you see is really a cell.
Yeah.
And this is the thing where parents and children can do together, you know, because the whole COVID situation, we kind of want people to realize, listen, man, this can be a part of your family time.
Yeah.
You know?
So instead of sometimes they want my because say, boy, they want me with the picnic them. You have to find some ways to engage them.
Yeah, man. And this is some way you and them will do together and them themselves will enjoy this guy, you know. Once them see all this, you know.
Yeah, man. They want to get involved.
And put them on all because they like to play with water and soil and them things, you know. So we create these individual cells, and of which it's time to sow some seed. All right. So you have tomato, of which tomato seeds are much bigger.
Yeah.
Much bigger than a sweet pepper, cabbage, all this pepper.
You have an average amount of seeds where you want to put to each cell.
All right. The thing about it is that seed trays comes in different size. I mean, in relation to the amount of cells. You have up to 500 come on one cell. You have up to 50, 75, 200, 125, 70, 72, 75 cells.
Yeah.
So it depends on the size of your enterprise or what you want to do in your space. Now, if a man want to do, say, 6 different crops, and don't have a big space, him just use like all a 75 or 72 cell, right? And then him divide how him want to deal with that. Right, so what we're going to show now is that we have the tomato. You can show the tomato seed in there.
Yeah, and I mean, just want to highlight, even like I take up the package now, I mean, I look at it, it kind of gives some information as to, you know, maturity, the timing and things. So me even say if your average one who walk into a space, just thinking for planting, it's good when them can go kind of get this little guidance. I mean, you know, turn them in a farmer.
No, but them get some
guidance. Give them something. You know,
and that is why RADA is playing the role that we're playing, because we're not only about the man with the big farm or the small farm. We think about everybody who do agriculture as one of our clients. You know, and that is why we are currently now putting out this information, because a lot of people, whole heap of people have them backyard and have them nice space. But the thing is that them don't really have the information. So we're trying to use this medium as a tool now to give that information to these persons. And if anything, them can make contact with them RADA office. You know, to get whatever information they need. So when you see the difference now, if you look at the tomato seed, it's much bigger. When you see the cabbages are smaller seed, but it's round.
That was saying in a shape.
Compared to the tomato. All right, so we're going to go on now, step up. We're going to use, you can go and set out a tray. I'm going to set out the egg tray. The thing about it is now, the egg tray that is paper. We can actually, we don't even have to take out the cell. You can just cut it. Cut out each cell and do direct planting. Because when you do that now, the paper, just like how you talk about your composting, paper break down. And when it breaks down, what it actually does, it enhances the soil fertility. Right?
Good, you know, even the egg tray, because I mean, in another line of my life, music, me use egg tray and I'm a student. You know? So it's good to see egg tray can have this other purpose.
The thing is that there's nothing on earth that is just limited to certain things. You know?
It's a kind of upcycling.
Yeah, man. And diversification in our activities. You know? So we set the trees. And the thing about it is that a lot of people...
when the thing be able to get to my thing, they will not be that.
Then you know forward, you know, you have to just come in, but
the day I started doing all of this planting and then the whole of RADA eat everything when it, you know?
No, man.
None no come.
When you come in, man, you will get to, you forget, man. You see, the thing is that is why we are talking about, because this thing is also to create a cohesiveness, which why you have, back in the days, you know, when your father and your mother had a little garden, you know. I do that about up there, we say, boy, you know, say, we normally see our father cut a bungalow color and call we neighbor. And say, some color here, man. And we never be call him and say, you know, say, me have one pumpkin and I cut piece side. You know, and just forward it over. So,
I think go on again.
But that will have to come back in.
Certain spaces.
But
that's how farmers live generally, you know, so.
Man.
It's a farmer, you have a different energy. Something, you know.
So after we set the seeds, and the thing is that now what we call is cells. We don't really want more than one seed in the cell, because there's only one seed that will grow. You have a plant in the space where you have a plant. Right? So we don't really want when you sow the seed, you sow more than one to each cell. So the thing is that now this also help a man to be more patient. Because you have to really have some patience to sow seed.
You see them couple of them one and I put 2 in them, you know.
See them right now, I see about 5 or 6
you want me to do? I rest it there so
no, man.
to make sure say me a seed.
Alright.
You don't worry about that.
It's alright.
Me a balance the numbers, you know. 1, 2, 3. I look upon them and say, alright. You know what I mean?
Do your thing still. Alright. Come and help you, man, because that's how it's straight.
On average, one
seed per cell.
But no people, you know, man. Even the average ones that they are them yard, you know. In a feed them mind. Why I put 3 in there, I put 4. Because yeah, say I want to make sure I don't want left nothing to, you know. Yeah, say, you know, you get what I say?
Yeah, but you know I put 4 and then you may have to lose but those 3 or 4 you have to eat.
So let's say patience and value too.
Yeah.
Cause I wanna pay for them seeds, so I want really want to
get value
for them things. Patience, man.
So once you do that, once that is done, because what happens now is that you don't just put the seed in it and leave it as that.
No.
What you have to do now is that you have to cover the seed. Right? So if you notice, we leave have some mix inside of the container.
Yeah.
The purpose of that is to ensure that after we finish, sow these seeds, we cover them.
Yeah.
But when you cover them, because the medium is wet already, you don't water at the same time. Right?
Because you already would have need some moisture.
Yeah. And you don't want to overwater it or make it become too saturated too fast. Right? So we put in the individual seedling. Now, as we say, we call them say a blind, You get a little, put over it, to cover.
Apply it over it. Like a top layer of the thing. Right.
Like cover.
And you say you now water this right now?
No.
Because the soil already have moisture.
Yeah, because remember, say we wet it before. We have challenge, we feel it. You see?
Yeah, that we see. Yeah, man.
Sponge with, when you squeeze it and sponge it, that means enough water inside it.
Yeah.
You don't really put no more water on top of it.
And the hybrids that over there, so.
Yeah. All right, so when we finish with that now, you know, so you have to carry it into a different location.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is that you want to ensure that you put that space where it can get enough sunlight and it can get enough shade. If the place is a bit too shady, people may find them have some trees, they have some nurseries, and when they look, them see the ceilings them turn or tilt to a certain direction. The reason for that, and they become very long and slender.
Yeah.
That is a reason. That is because now get enough sunlight.
Searching for the
sun.
sun.
Man, so it has search. So instead I go and grow vigorous. It grow lanky and tall. You know, you don't want that. Right? So you ensure that I get enough sunlight and enough shade. But the thing about it, if it get early morning sunlight, and that is with all crops, it is good. If you get 6 hours of sunlight, you're all right.
Yeah.
You know? And you ensure that when you water morning, and then back in the evening.
That's why I know people kind of try to set a little shade there.
Yeah, so. them create them only for greenhouse space, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people feel so when them set them now, them normally just carry them gonna put on all one tree.
Yeah.
They don't really want it under a tree per se.
Yeah.
Because it now gonna grow out as how it's supposed to. It's gonna always grow towards the sunlight. Right? So you keep it now open space. Alright, with a shade over it. Now when you check it, we have different stage of growth now. And this is what we really want persons to do. So we sow, and then use them some fancy word, germination. The seed germinate, and then it become a seedling. Now the thing is that we have to know how to really clear these seedlings. Now, as I say, you normally water.
I can't get me water now.
No, man, no. So, and that is why we use a watering can. Use a watering can.
And spray it, you know.
Gently.
You can't use a pressure washer.
No, gently, over it. Alright. Use the watering can. and it ought to be done twice per day. So, really understand that. Some people, when they water, yeah, they do it like this. And they run the water, they run. You don't want it to be running. You don't want it to is saturated properly. You don't want it saturated to which body. Yeah, that drain. Yeah. You don't want a heavy drain. Now, when we talk about the egg tray now, if you have a spray bottle, what you normally do, you fill the spray bottle because, as I say, you don't want this to become too wet. It's like a breakdown very fast. So you normally use a spray bottle and just spray over it. But you can do this 2, 3, up to 4 times a day. Now the thing is that you're not going to spray and make it wet. You just want to ensure that the moisture is there. And when germination takes place, you do it gradually over and over.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when you look, plants growth and start with good. When you look, you see some discoloration in the leaves.
Yeah. I get that more time.
Because when you look, you see, get that. This plant here, now the leaves are.
Fine, so you know, we find sometimes in a set of tree, we find say a certain part of the tree, seedlings and the thing that we have come up, tend to look, you know, less healthier than another part of the tree.
Yeah. But
Sometimes.
There be factors because look at this tree. A man who don't know me said these tomatoes are healthy. But if you notice, the leaves are not green. The leaves are not green. The leaves are yellow. Right? So what happened now, that is telling you that there's a nutrients deficiency taking place. And that is why now we have the seedling booster.
Yeah.
Or you have the foliar fertilizer, which is the seedling booster, or 20-20-20.
That's why I need to hear from there. I know me there something I know about a seedling booster.
Yeah, man, so that
this, okay.
That now will help with the growth of the seedlings. And this is a balanced fertilizer.
Okay.
So what it does,
let's say use 1 teaspoon seedling booster per gallon water.
All right. 1 teaspoon.
Yeah.
All right.
2 weeks after seed germination.
Yeah. So what it does, it allows the seedlings to become vigorous. Give it a certain strength. All right. And then when you use it, you will find your plants looking luscious and green. Now, once you have this discoloration, you're going to use that to spray so that you bring back the nitrogen level. It's because the early stage of any plant growth have to do with the nitrogen. Because nitrogen deal with the whole foliage and the coir and stuff like that. So you want to ensure the plants are getting enough nitrogen in the early stage. Right? And then that is what we have to focus on. Now, we have to bear in mind, if we do overwatering, a lot of people, as I said, like water, and when them do the overwatering, them say at the root, down at the end, at the root here, so. And find them place I get started to get grown. Alright? And they start to die back. So yeah man, so it's really damping off the cloud. Yeah. So the root right at the neck, we have the medium. It start to break them. And the plant start to die back. And that is where you have to do some control. But the segment I will deal with all of that because we will deal with the whole care and management of the plants. So, but it's another segment of
that's why I emphasize patience, because it's a baby. I deal with.
Yeah.
To bring it up, yeah.
And if you not do that, you're gonna end up losing and all of your work, all of these things, money and everything will just go down the drain. So what we have to do, we have to ensure that we do the right thing. Right? And that is why we are here. We want to ensure that not only you, but we want the wider society. You know, we know there's a lot of urban space where a lot of persons know so them want to do them gardening and them show some interest because we get a whole back out. And we just say, boy, we need to put some emphasis on the whole containerized and backyard garden.
Yeah, a lot of the grants, requests are coming from is irrigation support. For instance, a lot of farmers are looking for that kind of strength there, a setup with a drip irrigation, etc. you know. Fine said that's something way, you know. So keep down.
But we look how we see people putting a lot of emphasis though, because them don't have the land space, but from virtual farming, which part them use them fence and start to put plants, hanging plants on the fence, you know. And these are things that we encourage people in, because if you notice, a man can cut a tree, but you still instead of burn the wood, he makes some nice little big block setting and putting plants and on it. You know, and that is something why we have to really do something.
And at the time you find a lot of people they women at this time, man, and them there them yard design them say we them find something to do.
Yeah.
Do this and do that, you know?
And then if you look at a man changing tire on him car. Don't throw the tire. Use the tire to create a garden space. Because if you can see, we have tires, and we have a lot of plants in these tires. So we recycle and reuse these tires. Right? You can cut them in a fancy way, you can just cut them in a regular cut and use them up same way. But it's going to take a lot of energy, and we just focus on what we need to do, and we do all that is necessary. You know? That's how we stay.
So with these now, when you do them now, man, you set them so you say you're gonna bring them at a location. So it's programming the sun for things say, okay, I'm getting enough sun for it, etc.
Yeah, because the thing is that you say you don't want it to if it's going out too much sun to it, it will dry out.
Yeah.
And once they dry out very fast, the thing is that they're not going to be as vigorous as because everything have a balance.
Yeah.
So if it's too much shade, it's not a balance. If it's too much sun,
like the cabbage now and the tomato. How long before I want to start worry, say, boy, look at none now.
Oh, right. I'll be sure you
sit down and watch it.
As I say, we use a little fancy where we call germination. All right, these seeds should germinate within 3 to 5 days. You should start see some germination start to take place. But there's a trick now, because you know, sweet pepper take a much longer time to germinate. You know, because by the time a man say I'm sowing sweet pepper and him say 2 weeks and growth that take place while him sowing tomato, him say tomato growth. You know, but the thing is that if a man sow in sweet pepper, we normally ask persons like for sweet pepper who have problem, just sow it and get a plastic and cover it for like 2-3 days. Because what that will do, that will also help to break the dormancy of the seed. You know?
And then like sometimes I look on it and I say, because I mean, even though we do a whole heap of, even up at digital, we do a whole heap of farming up there, you know, because same backyard vibe, you know, we see them when you give it and we say, okay, stop and do that.
Yeah.
But what we realize is that sometimes then we oversow and now if we put the seed in.
And that's why we say, boy, look for your space.
So look, you assess it before you sow.
And then we say now is that all right, we only have a space we can take expensive. But the oversowing is one thing, you know, but that is where we're talking about now, which way you can share. Because if you oversow, I used to boy only have space to plant 120 tomato, and you have 50. Yeah. You can call your coworker, your sister, and your brother and say, you know,
I agree.
You can get 2 tomatoes, you know. So at them levels they want to reach to, you know. And then the energy start to share. And people start to gravitate and start to accept and work with these things. You know?
Okay.
But the thing is that it's a process, and everything in life is a process, and it works over a period of time. But we just want the wider society to have a medium where they don't even have to come into the office. You know, them can just keep our thing and
them.
Man, and them say,
extend the extension of the extension.
Because RADA extension service is never limited, you know? So we are 24-hour call, you know, so this is what we know, the 24-hour.
No, but that's true. I mean, even for the reality, sometimes you check it, agriculture and farming, you know, is a 24-hour thing in terms of how you treat with your crops and everything like that. So you have to depend on call and all them things. Even at them time, this time of year when there is a hurricane season, only for people on the edge, watch what go on.
And then the thing is that now you plant your own gardening, you know, say you're eating healthy. Because the thing is that sometimes you're going to the marketplace and you don't really sure where you buy. See? But you know, say if you plant your tomato, your sweet pepper.
That's why I say yes to fresh.
And,
Yeah.
but
Say yes to fresh.
that was a reason one of my friend and she was saying to me, boy, you know, saying like the concept of saying yes to fresh. But to the agro-processing aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I said, no man, but that is also a part of it.
That is
Because
fresh.
if you produce more than what you consume,
Yeah.
that is when you can do some canning and some
Yeah.
jam making and of which
The next
rather
level, yeah.
offer these services to our clients. You know,
Yeah,
if worst of all if you're in a group setting.
Yeah, man.
You
And,
know?
and it's for you to see your product grow. It's a great thing, and you can, you pick that from out of your place. And stick that.
And then go on.
Yeah, man. It's bring a different taste, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When you take something out of your space where you plant, you feel different about it, you know.
I like that, man.
Yeah, man. You feel different.
It really gives a joyful feeling because I tell a man, say if you have a space 5 by 5, you can plant callaloo. You want about 5 stalk seedlings. You don't want more than 2 tomatoes. One hot pepper, 2 sweet pepper, little scallion and little thyme. So once you start to use these things, once you start to use these things now, it gives you a sense of worth, you know, because I said, boy, I can reap from my own garden, you know.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Somebody with callaloo, you know, somebody with callaloo and popcorn, you know, in my space.
Yeah.
I pick that, I steam that, or I cut that up and I sip.
Yeah.
So around them, I go for them thing there. Pepper, around them, so I go for them.
I see something with some people do, you know. A man will plant in pop chai and reap out in pop chai, totally, I get it. That is what I see some man do. Them practice.
I make
reap from.
Cut.
Yeah, man, then just take off the outer leaves at all times until when the seeds start to seed, they say, boy, I get bitter, you know?
Yeah.
You know? So, him not really want to eat that part of it still. But the good thing about it, at least you know, say, you're eating fresh. You know? And that is why we kind of like that slogan, say yes to fresh, because it kind of really speaks to healthy living. Yeah. And this is a thing that have been passing down from ministries to ministries and from previous administration to administration.
Yeah, man.
And we really like the fact that they put that energy. Yeah. You know, because Ministry of Health was also pushing the healthy life, healthy style and way you live. Yeah. You know?
Everything connect, man. And even at this, when we like with this and even sitting here, I love this. Because it's like, especially now with access, the information and the digital space and not being able to gather. This medium where come forward now for people to see what I go on at this practical way. It makes all the sense. And sometimes we can talk agriculture, but sometimes if you know, people are get more access to see it.
Yeah.
You know, come at them and then it is not like the content will die. It will always be there where people can re-access it and go back and say, what was said here? Yeah. You get what I say? Yeah, so I love that.
And the segment of this series are going to carry different aspects, you know, because we're going to go to site selection and land preparation.
Site selection is a whole different
but the thing that is the key to the success of whatever you want to do.
Because that's going to be after this, where these seedlings now get transplanted. Yeah. You know,
so we're going to show you how to create that space, the right space, what you need to do. We're going to do all of the works with that. That means that even the man who want doing virtual farming and the man doing containerized gardening, that will also take in how you prepare the soil if you're going to put in a container. Because, you know, really, people use the word dirt. Yeah. But I always tell people that dirt is something that is dead. It have no living organism in it. So we use the word soil. Yeah. You know, so no matter how you want to see, you have to get some soil.
What I can tell you, say, going to another country in the Caribbean, I'm preaching over there, disabled. And he said to me, step up. I'm going to the ministry where I deal with disability. And I couldn't get access in the ministry where I deal with disability. Yeah. I want to come a RADA. I can't tell you, so I can't access no planting and no information. Every time I look around the space, I see it.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I see ceiling, I see the activity out. I see what I go on, you know? So it's very important that even one coming in the space and more people will start coming into RADA spaces and things, and a lot of people coming into the spaces. They can actually see what is happening. Yeah, you know, in terms of practical things are
and the thing is that once you come in a space, you can talk to anyone at the office.
Yeah.
You rather have a nursery that sell high quality seedlings. But we normally ask persons to really call in before them come because you have, as the man them set the seed them, because of the quality in no time and gone.
Yeah.
So the thing is that accessibility is there, but it have a lot to do with the availability at the time, So we always recommend that advice. If you have come for seedlings, don't drive come and call in and find out first. So that you don't really waste your time and come and it is not here. But we always try to satisfy our clients, in relation to giving them the required planting material.
So run back through this again now. With the in terms of watering these things now. How often we are gonna water this to ensure say we actually,
the thing about it now is that the watering is twice per day.
Twice per day. Yeah.
Morning and evening. The thing is that now you don't want to put the plant.
You make sure you hear that, say twice per day. No matter John or the thing there.
Yeah, we say you don't saturate.
Yeah.
You don't make it become.
I don't know, twice back though say.
No, once in the morning and once
first
in the
one
evening.
the day you water it twice.
And then when you go to bed, if you feel you need some more water.
Yeah.
Right? But during the summer, the plants, the time become extremely hot. So the plants have a way to dry out very fast.
Yeah.
If the plants are drying out too fast, what you can do is mildly. Mildly, if you have a spray can, you mildly go and just miss it. You don't want to water your water, you're going to miss it. So you just go and just miss it at least 2 times if needs be. But we don't want if you really throw water upon it, so you see the water run out. But as we say, we have to remember it is very, very important when you're going to establish your garden, you get the relevant information in relation to the tools, the equipment that you're actually going to need.
Yeah.
So you can get 100% or at least 95 or 90% from what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Because the whole objective is to reduce the money we have to spend. So when you establish your own garden, you're also empowering yourself if you're earning,
Yeah.
Now you spend less,
You're supposed to
heat more.
Yeah.
And when you eat more, you eat fresh.
Yeah. Come have some youth in my yard, the way the man them eat, But
That's why I tell you, if you have a space, but you have to just do a thing. And if you have space, we have to just get a thing and come do some work. Fine.
Love it. Yeah, nice. I love the vibes.
Okay, Mr. Harvey and Stephen. We have 2 questions from social media. The first one is, what's the best fertilizer I can apply to my vegetables? That's a very general answer.
Yeah. But the thing is that depends on the stage of the crop. Staging mean the time that you plant, if it is very young, compared to if it is a mature crop. Because if it's a mature crop, you may require a foliar, a level 22, or anything to do with NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. While if it is a younger stage, as we speak earlier, there may be a discoloration in the leaves. So you would normally put on either urea, sulfate of ammonia, or green plus, anything that will enhance the growth. So we have to know exactly the stage of the plant. And there's another thing a lot of people don't understand is that they may say discoloration in the leaves. It doesn't mean that it must be a nutrient problem. It could be other factors. So what we would advise is the stage, if it is a younger plant, they use some urea, sulfate, green plus, or if it is a mature plant that is flowering, they use and as we say, it depends on the plant. Level 22, 16, 9, 18, it depends. But the plant will determine the fertilizer.
All right, great. The second question is, what are some of the pests and disease I should look out for on my vegetable crop?
And that's again, what I would advise persons to do when you're sending these questions, you normally send it with the crop itself.
Type of crop.
Because different pests and disease affect different crops. All right, so I cannot give a general comment on relation to what is to be used. Because what happened is that, for example, a lot of people take whitefly and enzyme scale for the same thing, and it's two different pests, and it's two different treatment. So we have to can identify specifically the type of pest or the crop that you actually grow before we can make a determination.
All right, excellent. And one of the things we want to remind our viewers is that you can go to the RADA website.
Yeah.
And there you will find the list of numbers for the different RADA parishes. You can call the parish also and ask to speak with an extension officer. And here you can get more interaction with them. All right, so another question is, what vegetables are best for raised beds or container gardening? So I suppose, you know, we have a variety of vegetables, so they want to know which ones are recommended particularly for container gardening.
All right. We know that a lot of people are focused on green juice these days. All right. Your kale, your celery, your parsley, spinach. These are vegetables that can be grown in containers, and as you can see, we have a few. All right. So it depends on what their focus energy is. If they want mint like the tea bush, the fever grass, the buzz, the black mint. These are things. The tomato, you can plant the tomato. But as I said, it depends on the space of the container. So if you have a wider container, you can put in your color, your pop char, your cabbage, stuff like that. Yeah, but if it's a single, a regular black container where you normally pot, you can use put up your mint or your celery and parsley in those.
And this is a very popular question all over the world. How do I get rid of white fly?
And that is why I'm saying no. The thing about it, a lot of people normally mix the two, the whitefly along with the enzyme scale. Right. So the only way we can really determine if it is really a whitefly or enzyme scale, unless we have a sample, we get a sample to see. Because a lot of persons, especially in the urban area, is normally affected by enzyme scale, but then call it whitefly. All right, so the thing is that we normally make our recommendation based upon what we actually can see, because we don't want to say use a match for the whitefly, and when it is not a whitefly problem, we have an enzyme scale problem, and the chemical is not, because different chemicals work different on different insects. And the thing is that you may say use a match, and you don't get the result because it's not whitefly, it is enzyme scale. And there's a boy rather man them recommend, and it is not that. So it is best, if possible, taking a sample and we can make the diagnosis and make the recommendation.
Okay, great. Right. This has been a very interesting and informative session, and I hope the public, we're talking for a Jamaican household, especially those urban and peri-urban settings, right? That small time of the maybe a half hour per day, 45 minutes per day, can, in your backyard garden, can make a tremendous difference in your dietary nutrition, also in your cost saving, and having the ability also to share with your neighbors and friends, you know, healthy food. And having the ability also to share with your neighbors and friends. So let us say thanks for you being with us today. Thanks especially to Mark Harvey, Agricultural Extension Officer at the St. Andrew Parish Office, and Pepper from Digital Foundation. And we could not have done this, let me say this again, this could not be possible without our sponsors, Digital Foundation, Evergrow Garden Center, and of course, Agriculture. Thanks one and all. Have a blessed day. And next week, this time, well, earlier, next week at 10, join us again for another interesting program in Say Yes to Fresh, Backyard Garden.
Yeah, say yes to fresh.
All right. My life,
Yeah.
Sorry that.